Hello. Oh shit, is my mic really loud? How's it going? Let me turn the music down. What's going on with my video capture device? Oh, here I am. I need to turn the music down for me. Hello. You're fine? That's good. I'm fine too. Oh shit. There we go. Yeah, it works. Got a random light in my face. Hello, how you all doing above me? Welcome to the stream, and to you. This is me. My name's James. Static. Do you really have static? I heard something about static the other day, but I didn't believe it. Then it's my microphone. I wonder what's changed. Wait. One second. Fuck it. I'm unplugging. Do you still have static? Anybody got static? Good show. Show's going great. Affirmative, you have static. Oh. Yeah, it's plugged in the front. Somehow it's worse. One sec. Yeah, one sec. Gotta fix this shit. What does it sound like now? Now it's great. It's not the fan. Turn the fan off. Whatever. Alright, welcome to the show. We are all Gucci now. How's everybody doing? My name's James. I'm still this guy. You're still those people. You're above me. You guys are the winner. Yeah, so I'm back from the international. Got to do a show. I haven't done a Diabolical or Amazing Reborn show for quite a long time. So hopefully I'll at least show you something interesting. I'm not really depressed. It's post-event depression. Because basically, when you go to an event, your life's like constantly busy, and you're talking to everybody, and then you get home, and you're alone and sad. But I'm okay. So yeah, I guess people don't really care what happened at TI. Play Quake. What's international? Some Dota 2 tournament. I was almost drunk every night at the international. It was good. Um, it was nice. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It was probably my favorite event because I didn't have to work actually. Basically, I didn't really understand why you guys went to events because I was like, this is weird. Why would anyone want to come here? Surely it's more fun and easier to watch it from home on a TV and a couch. And then I went there and I met loads of people and it was really fun. Yeah, thanks. I'm glad people liked Twitch Chat Reporter. I got to design, I further design it and do a report. I can kind of tell you what I'm thinking of doing. Basically, oh, I can't. It doesn't matter. I'll make Twitch Chat Reporter better next time. I won't spoil it for you. I didn't really try that hard with Twitch Chat Reporter, but it was still okay. Anyway, let's get into the show. Talk about Diabotical. For those people who don't know, we at the Good Studio, along with me, are making an FPS game with a few friends. It's an arena FPS game. It's awesome. It's not out yet, and yeah, so we're still working on it. And since I've been away for about 4 weeks working on Dota stuff and then Twitch stuff at the TI, I didn't get to work too much on my side of stuff. I just worked on design documents, which was fun because design documents are easy to do when you just write shit in a document and then other people do it for you. So the people that have been working are some of the artists, so we can go through that. So the first thing we can show is a new guy helping us with the project called Eric, who's fucking sick at guns, is working on the railgun. So he did this. And he's ridiculously fast and ridiculously good. So, yeah. Basically, he did the mock-up, like, easily in like 2-3 days. That looked pretty amazing. And then the railgun reloads when it's red, and he's already like designed all the animation parts, and he's kind of improved, but he's really talented with weapons, right? So this isn't the final texture. This texture is a little bit off. This is a texture experimentation. So this is the gun with a little bit of light. So basically he's just working on the textures right now. So the railgun should be going in, hopefully, I would want to say sometime next week, because I know he's going to want to finish with it. And hopefully we'll get to work with him more to do some more guns as well, because Oliver's been doing them almost by himself, so I'm sure he'd like some help. So that's the railgun. So basically we've been focusing on art, right, because I've been away. So I'll tell you what I've been doing later. Okay, and then also we put some test textures in game. I'm gonna have to get rid of you guys now. So basically it's gonna be hard for me to explain this because I'm a bit of a retard, but 1 second. Wait, I need to find the game. What's it called? There you go. Whoa, what happened then? What? Huh? What? Oh, went here. Go here. Oh my god, PC, please. Whatever. You don't need to. I'll just load it. I need to do capture. Oh, I'm in true full screen. I need to get out of true full screen. It's gonna look laggy actually outside of true full screen. My PC was struggling earlier today. Okay, let me just put game capture on so it's a little bit smoother. Yeah, that worked. Oh, nice. And let me bring up you guys so I can at least show you. Alright, yeah, so the railgun's really good, and that will be going in game soon. I didn't try Windows 10 yet. Saw the dolphin porn folder. I knew you would. I can't hide it. So we put in some test textures. This is textures done by Firefrog, and I would say myself, but I just told him to do it, right? Because I was bored. I was like, can we not just try something? Like, we have the concept art. We know what colors we want. Just make something. So basically, this is going to look a little bit different than before. Don't take it as final. But basically, we put in some test textures. What this means is that we put in just a texture. So that's the texture, this little block here. We made some normals, and then he programmed two types of like wall paint to it. One which is just like a plaster, and another one which is a plaster that goes between the blocks, and then he just coded it so it randomly kind of generated in a way, right? So we just put like that in for now, and then we're testing lighting, and we're testing it's really horrible. Like, if you think this looks nice, that's nice, because it's actually like really shit, right? Because it's like there's no artist actually worked on this yet. So we've just kind of put it in as a base, and then the artist will come in and look at it and go, we need the lighting to do this, we need the ambient occlusion to be more like this, you know. So everything's pretty bad right now, even like the shadows and everything, right? So it's just real basic, right? So we just put it in, and it is probably a bit confusing, but you know, we'll work on that, right? Because we're working in our own engine. So yeah. So you know, we basically put stuff in, we test it, the artists look at it, and they tell us what they want, and then Firefrog, who's the coder, basically just makes it happen because he's a wizard. Okay, so yeah, that's what we kind of been working on. Obviously, you can see where there's no lighting. You know, it looks pretty poor, but at least we're making some progress. So we also have another artist helping us called Johan, and he did a teleporter prop. So this is a teleporter. It's randomly placed right now because we haven't got a gizmo to move it. But this is actually kind of the stylized look that we're somewhat going for. This is a teleporter outside of the center here. It will project a teleporter, and you'll jump into it or out of it depending. You know, because obviously in FPS games you have teleporters. And yeah, because I can't move the prop right now, it kind of sticks out, and it has like a ball part, so you can aim it different directions depending. So you'll be able to set this into the wall, or on the floor, or onto the ceiling, and then you can rotate the cube, sorry, the sphere in the center, and then we'll have to get a particle effect and, you know, all that kind of stuff, right? It looks a little bit Borderlands-ish at the moment. We'll probably tone that down. It actually has like quite a black thing, and we haven't got all the I think we got on this one normal maps, diffuse maps, and something else, but it's whatever, right? And then the teleporter exit would be here. Obviously I can't place it where I want to right now, which is here. We don't have particle effects. You walk through. Yeah, it's a teleporter, right? GG. And obviously it's quite different in style to the armors right now. This is one of the armors. So basically the artists will come around my house next week. They look at these and be like, yeah, we need to do this. This looks good. And they look at the walls and they'll be like, let's think of these textures and these textures. And, you know, they'll change stuff. Okay. But it's nice to see some sort of art in the game that actually looks decent, as opposed to this wall, which we made, which looks shit. Okay, cool. Can you shoot projectiles through the teleporters? I would like shooting projectiles through teleporters because it's fun. But we'll see. We'll see what we do. So I guess let me go back to my document, right? Because let me have a look. What was I talking about? So Johan. Oh yeah, we also have another artist helping us called Jacob, who's doing a pillar right now, wherever that is. I actually couldn't find his pillar, and I won't check his Skype in case I bring it up on screen. I'll just jump out of the game right now, 1 second. I'll go back to monitor capture. And then we've been working on a wall piece. This is the closest thing, according to our concept artist, that we have to the style of rendering that we look. So you can see it's slightly less Borderlandsy. No, it's not Milk, okay? Yeah, we only have one programmer. Yeah, but it's fine. He's a wizard. Yeah, it's our own engine. And it was made just by the solo programmer. So this is the kind of quality that we're looking for. Like this has slight lighting on it as well in this. So I don't really know where it's gonna place. I say wall piece. It's more of a still girders that will be on the bottom of a wall. So the wall will be that kind of color you've seen, and then underneath it will be like one of these, like along the bottom. Hi, mum. You are all on stream, and I am not your mum. Okay. Then, so yeah, that Omar did the wall piece, which is great because we had Omar doing lots of stuff, but he's back on doing some art. And since I was away, what else was I doing? Oh yeah, this could be a really quick show, but I'll do some Q&A. Oh yeah, our website's down because we're changing server, but we also are changing server, so we have a private server so we can test gameplay on. Yeah, God, that almost feels like the end of the show if I wanted it to be that short. But I can talk about energies and abilities because I actually want to get your guys' feedback. Oh yeah, another thing that we did was because our concept artists, obviously we were away working and then we couldn't work on the game over TI, so we actually did some mock-ups of some Eggbot skins. I don't know if you guys know, this is like the character you play, right? It's not actually this character, but this is a skin. Do you know the streamer Hafu, the Hearthstone player? So basically this would be like a Hafu skin. So you would play like this if you were a fan of Hafu and wanted to buy a Kingwin skin. No, it's not a Kingwin skin. 1 second, I need to turn my. I can show you. We did another one as well as a test. This one's a Team Dignitas skin robot. I'll show you the Team Dignitas logo because it's quite funny that it fits quite well. Team Dignitas are a professional esport team, and that's their logo. So we turned it into a robot. There you go. So basically, if you were a fan of Team Dignitas or whatever, you would be able to pick up their skin. And then, so what would happen is because it's a free-to-play game, you don't buy power. You just kind of buy, whatever. Like fun stuff, cosmetics, and etc. So if you were to pick up this Team Dignitas skin, the base would be this. So these eyes would be part of the base of the skin. So you could only get these eyes with the Team Dignitas skin. The shark fin, or whatever it is, would kind of be an attachment. And then you'd also be able to put stickers and stuff on the fucking Eggbot, right? So yeah. So, and like Team Dignitas might be able to put their sponsored logos on here, or write their name of a player, maybe Garpy or Zakibus. Who knows? 99% chance to headshot. This is true. So that's the Team Dignitas one, and then we made a Hafu, a couple of versions for a laugh, because the concept artist needed something to do. Does the Eggbot have an ability to make him roll? Yeah, we did talk about that. a little bit. All right. So we also did a lyric skin as well, but I don't want to bring it up because I have to. I mean, obviously, I have to ask these people if we're able to use kind of skins, and give them a percentage of the sales if we do sell it. Looks like Quingwin. Yeah, it's meant to be the Hafu one. Uh, yeah, we're gonna look into that Bendo stuff. But the thing about I mean, you can do stuff like just set skins to full bright, which means that they're pop no matter what color they are, even if they're black or white, as Michael Jackson once said. They work the same. I'll show you the lyric one. 1 second. I need to turn off. I mean, we're just mocking these up, so I haven't spoken to Lyric or anything, right? And I haven't even finished making the game yet, so I feel a bit rude. But out of interest, I can show you guys. It's a concept of doing skins for people. We're not doing a skin for Lyric, unless he allows us. So yeah. I think the Lyric one was kind of cool, though. I just turned off my screen right now, just so I can bring stuff up in safety. When you trying to show people pictures on your PC, it's kind of dangerous. It's like you don't know what porn folders and how close they are. Okay, so monitor capture. All right, so that would be kind of a Lyric skin. Lyric's a streamer on Twitch TV. He's really entertaining if you ever want to check him out. But like this would be like a base because it's kind of engraved, and these would be more like stickers, if you know what I mean. So yeah. But that would be fun, It's quite fun. And they should pop in game. Okay, so I wouldn't worry too much even if they're black or white, just because we'll make sure that they pop. All right. Not the Lyric cat thing. Well, I mean, we designed these without Lyric, right? We're just doing it as a concept so I can show people in meetings. I can be like, and if we want to, we can support pro gaming teams and personalities by doing cosmetics. And then the people that I talk to about getting money from them are like, oh, that's really cool. Or they say, why would we do that? And I say, well, if you look, these people have a lot of fans and their fans might appreciate it, and, blah, blah, blah. How are the hitboxes? No headshots. Yeah, there's no hitboxes. There's no headshots right now, and the hitbox is around because it works really well from all different angles. All right, where am I going next with this show? Who knows? Maybe I'll take some questions in a bit. All right, yeah, so I've been working on meetings, like working towards meetings. So I'm talking to 3 different people about finances for the game. So hopefully over this month I'll tie up something because I'm pretty close, and that's mainly what I've been working on. So I've just been doing documents and sending documents and having phone calls, just because I want to accelerate the pace that we do this. And a lot of people would say, like, just go to Kickstarter now, but I don't feel comfortable going to Kickstarter unless the game is solid, in a sense that, like, it feels like we're definitely going to finish it, and it's definitely going to be what the people that put the money into Kickstarter are going to want. And we're slow because it's kind of self-financed right now off me. But I was really happy because when I went to the international, about 50% of the people that bumped into me asked me about the game. So I was like, sweet. So it's nice that people know. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to be working on abilities and energy abilities over the next month. I need some time from Firefrog, the coder, to implement them. So I'll see how that goes. I mean, we can implement stuff pretty quickly, but we won't be able to put in like all the particle effects and make it super cool. I'm going to once again. Oh, 1 second. I'm going to move you. Sorry guys, you're not famous anymore. You're on the second screen. Yeah, Kickstarter was meant to come earlier. But I'm fine waiting. I actually don't think a release in 2016 is a bad thing, just because we're kind of in a similar space for esports as a Counter-Strike game, and I think people were really too much into Counter-Strike this year, which basically meant that, yeah, it didn't feel that bad that we've been delayed, but it's I can't really complain because the game's getting made. It's just, it's one of those things where it's like, you want to be like, you kind of want to like, when people go, oh, why are you not done with the game yet? You want to be like, do you know how hard it is to make this game in this situation with all these? You don't get to do that, right? No one cares about how difficult it is to make a game. People care about, is there a game and is it fun? So I can't complain because the game's getting made. Okay, so we're working on abilities. So I want to actually ask for your guys' like input on this. Just because it's kind of hard to get your input on Twitch chat, but I'll try because I can read. But let me give you the premise of the abilities, right? Kind of where I am with them. So at the bottom of the screen, you'll see five energy bars. Every time you do an ability, for those of you who are regular and watch, you kind of know this. So if I do a double jump, I lose a bar. If I slide, which is kind of like a sprint, I lose a bar. If I do a dodge, like a bolt, I lose a bar. So you can see at the bottom of the screen, there's 5 bars. They regen over time, and every time you do a special ability, it takes up a bar, right? So, you can double jump and then dash, or you can, jump around and then slide around corners, and they take up bars. And obviously you can jump forward and dash back and do kind of stuff. That view model placement is, am I too low? I think I might be too low. I'm not sure what my game FOV is now. Wait. Okay. You're probably right. View height. 35. Is it meant to be 35? I thought it was higher than that. I can't really see. No, I think it's meant to be 35. I'm gonna put it on 35 because I'll change it, but yeah, I feel a bit small. I should be this high. Alright, sorry. This gun has a weird animation on it right now. It's not going to get used, but it's just cycling, so sorry about that. It looks really weird, doesn't it? Yeah. I'm not sure why the lightning gun wants to do that. It looks like a crab claw. Yeah. And the rocket launcher model's sideways right now. I need to rotate it, but whatever. It's fine. Okay, yeah, so the abilities. The bottom of the screen, there's 5 bars. Every time you do a special ability, it takes up a bar. That's great. And then we're going to put pick up abilities on the map, okay? So bear with me. This is my thought process, okay? So if you're playing a 1v1 game and you go into the red armor room, which is really horrible right now because there's no lights and it doesn't really work. And here's the red armor, right? Red armor is really boring because red armor is like an insurance policy. New players don't really understand. It's like they pick up the red armor and they're like, cool. But, it's like, whatever. So in the red armor room or whatever, we're probably sticking a ability. Okay? So there might be a second power up in here to encourage people to go to the rooms with armors. So people learn how to, the importance of a 1v1 game, pick up the armors. And also, you get an ability. When you get an ability, it will be like a usable thing. It's a usable ability. It will pop up down by the energy bar, either left or to the right of it. And basically, you just press a button, and it uses the ability. Okay? So I have to come up with a shit ton of abilities now. I know I should have all the abilities already done, because it's like, I've been talking about this game for ages, right? So no excuse. But I need to put in abilities on the map so you don't get in with your robot. You walk in, you get an ability, and they will probably have like a couple of charges or maybe 1 charge. And these abilities will kind of be stuff like in 1v1 they'll be small and unique, so it would be like swap. Okay, so you might have an ability which is swap. So swap will probably be, where's my shotgun bind? Do I have a shotgun? Oh, okay, there's a shotgun, right? So you can see the shotgun spread. Sorry, the shotgun looks awful right now. So imagine you've got an ability that you shoot, and if you hit somebody, you swap places with them, okay? So in a 1v1, hi Watson. How's your game going? I see you I see you've got a character that runs around and shoots bow and arrows. It looks kind of cool. Yeah, this is the game I'm working on. So the swap ability would be kind of used like, there's someone standing up here. Oh, let's say this fucker, right? That's a prop. So I'm down here and I want to be up there. I use my swap ability, boom, and I swap, okay? And then we swap places, and maybe we instantly look at each other, or we keep whatever. But I have to have an ability like that, right? These have to be quite small niche abilities because it's a 1v1. So everything 1v1 should kind of be like skillful and all this other stuff. I also have blink as well. Look, you know, you can actually blink already. I have hook as well if you want to be able to hook. Find, control, hook. There you go. I just hooked out the map. That's not great. Whoa, why am I going backwards? That was weird. I'm in a whole nother map that I didn't know I had. I'm using an invisible hook right now, which basically projects me. It's a little bit over the top. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, you'll get abilities, maybe like a blink or a hook, which won't be this crazy, or a swap ability, right? So these abilities for 1v1 are basically small abilities, okay? And if you guys have any ideas for abilities, you're more than welcome to spam the shit out of me on Twitter, okay? Abilities can be stuff like flashbangs. They can be anything, right? Just because the abilities are tied into the map. So if the map creator doesn't like the ability and thinks that ability is broken, the map creator won't put it in the map, right? So if it's like a flashbang or a smoke or a hook shot or a blink or whatever it is, you know, whatever. It can be a cloak ability, you know, and I could probably read like lots of abilities, but you're more than welcome. Mines, man, if I put Techie's mines in the game, people aren't going to be happy. I'm just saying, okay? Just take Dota 2 abilities. But let me give you an idea of why I have to think differently about the abilities in 1v1 as compared to others, right? 1v1 is a game mode that in competitive esports, or even if we're playing 2v2, which is, you know, you guys know is something I'm designing, is something that you can't guarantee somebody a kill when they use, okay? So using an ability doesn't necessarily mean it's like, boom, I use this ability, I guarantee a frag. Because earning a frag in esport 1v1 kind of environment is meant to be a constant test of skill, okay? Now, of course, earning a frag because you just finished work and your boss is a dick and, you know, your girlfriend is a dude. That's not even that bad of a thing, to be honest. That could be fun. Who knows, right? But knock it till you tried it. And then, you know, and you come home, you actually kind of want abilities that just kill people, okay? So the reason that I'm tying abilities to maps is because the 1v1 abilities are meant to be small and niche, and then let's say we're going to play something like an 8v8 or a 10v10 or you know, 15v15 Kappa Pride indeed, and we're playing this big map, right? And it's got objective based. So a lot of us are probably not going to want to be like, oh, I need to move around the map overly skillfully. I need to, you know, dodge all the incoming rockets as well as hit my rockets. I want to hit a 40% lightning gun today, because if I hit less than 40%, I'm not playing as good, right? What you actually want to do is you kind of want to be like, okay, there's the objective, right? So let's say there's an objective over there, right? That's an objective, and I'm here, and I've got an ability, and I'm playing 8v8. I want to get over there, shoot some rockets, and then boom, I want to use my ability. Because if I use my ability properly in a large map, are actually, you know, it will matter to the outcome, right? So maybe the ability is kind of drop like a, you know, a chronosphere or something, you know, like a chrono. You can see the rocket launcher freaking out there. It's actually backwards. That's not great. But I can just rotate that in the script. So so maybe I drop a chronosphere. Maybe the chronosphere doesn't stop time. Maybe it just slows time or something. You know, like these kind of abilities. So the reason that we tie abilities to maps is because we want them to be based off the gameplay. And let's say we're playing a 1v1 in an FPS esports tournament for $25,000 map, and then I drop a chronosphere and it automatically stops the person in it and I just kill them, and like that's pretty lame, right? But if you're playing 8v8 or 12v12, you can either drop a good chronosphere or a bad chronosphere, right? You can drop a good one that hits 5, 6 people at once. You can drop a bad one that hits 1, whatever. So you're more than welcome to kind of... oh, sorry, I need to turn this off. I'm using a program called f.lux that lowers your screen. Puts like a yellow tint over your screen. That's why I was so yellow. Oh, I don't look as good in white. I look way better as a Simpson character. Boom. Yeah, so abilities can be, as FPSI said, like they could be team heal abilities. They can be, anything that basically plays around the objectives. Whether it be like a payload type gameplay, or whether it be team deathmatch, or whatever. Yeah, a chrono that slows bullets would be awesome. Yeah, so basically, I wouldn't mind if people want to come back next week and maybe start sending me emails. I mean, you can have my email if you want to send me stuff for abilities that you think is cool. I'll just write it here because I'm too lazy to write it in chat. That's my email, jharding@twitch.tv. If you think of any abilities for 1v1s, 5v5s, 10v10s, team deathmatch, CTF, free-for-all, clan arena, super jump ability, yeah, super jump ability, that works. I mean, we already have a double jump, but I can understand why super jump would be an ability. I mean, super jump is weird because it's like, it would kind of be like hook. I need to change that weapon because it's clipping. Like hook could be a super jump, right? Because it's like, you hook a wall and then you fly up. Yeah, so who knows? What kind of movement does Overwatch have? Probably not as fun movement as this game, because this game is made by Quake players who are sexy and well endowed in Quake skills. Why don't you talk about abilities with QL pros? Yeah, I want to talk. I'll talk to everybody about abilities. But the thing is like I'm going to throw in a few over this week when I have time. Tomorrow I'm working on documents, and then Tuesday I have meetings, so I'll start work on Wednesday. Invisible wall, movement speed increase. Yeah, I have something for movement speed increase in the future as well. There's actually an in-game mechanic outside of jumping. You've got to be kidding me. Yeah, an ability where you swap positions with your opponent. That sounds like a really good idea. I'll totally use that. What is this Call of Duty ripoff? This is Call of Duty Medieval Warfare is the title. Is it CPMA physics? No, it's not CPMA physics. It just looks like CPMA. It's a combination of it's different than CPA. Honestly, it's hard to explain. You'll have to play it to test it, but it's quite fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy it more than CPMA, and I enjoy it more than strafe jumping. The physics I put in. So that's me though. Debuff that slows the enemy. Wall of replica. Yeah. I mean, fuck. There's going to be so many good abilities, isn't there? Maybe it was a bad thing me asking here. But if anybody wants to email me, I'm more than happy to listen. I mean, one of the things I hated about game development when other companies did game development, it just seemed like there was this wall, and you weren't really able to talk to them, which made me kind of sad, because I was like, I played the game, like some games at a pro level, and I was just like, if you just change this, it would be amazing. And there was just like this, we know best, we're the game developer. And I don't think anybody knows best. I think a lot of people kind of know best, if you know what I mean. More people, the merrier. Reflect projectiles, yeah, Grant SC2. Reflect projectiles. We're definitely going to put in some sort of ability which will have like a very quick shield, and it will only last a certain period of time, and it will be very quick, as in terms it won't last for long, and it will reflect. Because then it has to be skillful based, right? You can, and yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I can link the email. I can write it. But you know, you can all be designers, and I'll test stuff out, and I'll say thank you if I use anything. You know, but try and go into detail as well, and think of the game as in a Quake game. Um, a global trigger that turns on air control, Ninja. Yeah, the air control's already always on. You know, there is air control. It's actually turned on by just pressing W. If you let go of the strafe keys when you jump, A and D, and you just hold W, you gain air control. If you use A and D as you jump, you actually gain strafe jumping. So it's a combination of like, I guess Painkiller meets Quake movement, but it's really quite fun. And it has some built-in, user-friendly mechanics in terms of movement speed increase built into it, depending on how you jump. So, phase shift ability can be useful. Yeah, phase shift is really good. I have to think of all these abilities in many ways though, because I have to think of the different gamers we have. But the good thing about abilities that it, like, you know, that are overpowered. I mean, okay, so the great thing about doing a shit ton of abilities for this game is that we're allowed modding. So if someone wants to create their own movement system and put in a certain amount of abilities to make their own gameplay, or just play the game without abilities, right? If you just want vanilla and you don't want abilities, you can just make maps and put in no abilities. If you want to create your own game mode and make it 50% faster, jumps twice as high, the weapons do way more damage, and you've got some sort of crazy game, and put in a loads of abilities, you can do that. Tent placement ability for campers. That would be weird. I mean, the game is actually kind of designed to be a little bit fun and frilly, over the top, so we can try and do fun stuff in the future. But I'm very interested in 1v1 abilities to start with, the kind of skillful ones. I say skillful, but like kind of not game-breaking, the guarantee kill or allow people to run away. Like one of the things I hated about Unreal Tournament a long time ago was Unreal Tournament had a shield, if you remember. So when you used to run backwards in Unreal Tournament, you could just put up a shield. And it would only admittedly cover the front of you. But the fact that players in Unreal Tournament, the movement's not really that fluid. A lot of it's just kind of, you know, double tapping. Then you could run backwards with a shield a lot. So it just kind of made the game like really, really boring to watch as an esport or a competitive game. Yeah, just because everyone would run backwards. So if you put in abilities that allow people to play really overly passive, you're kind of like, you know, it's not fun. So you want abilities that encourage people to want to fight and to want to use them, but you also don't want people being scared of using their ability wrong. Because the anxiety of having an ability and then missing it kind of sucks. I mean, it's one of the things about weapons and armor, which is quite interesting in FPS design. It's like armor, when you get it, is always used, right? Like when you pick up an armor, it's just persistent and it's always used. But it's not that fun, right? But you never fuck it up because it's just there, it's armor. But so a lot of people, when they spawn, they actually prioritize guns over armor. And the reason is guns are fun. You get a gun, you get to shoot, and you get this instant feedback and gratification. But in reality, guns aren't that used in large team modes or large game modes, because you get a gun and you die before you shoot it, right? But if you get armor, you know, you can shoot guns. So it's kind of the similar thing with abilities. You have to have this nice kind of ground where if someone picks up an ability like blink or teleport or super jump or phase shift or whatever, you know, all the stuff that you guys have been talking about. And I can actually save the chat log, so I'll read it through later, because I think you guys spam way more abilities. It's having that ability and not being able scared to use it. Because like if you're an FPS gamer and you're watching this, you know, and you're like, boom, you know, I don't care if I'm, you know, I played so much FPS, I'm awesome. But as a new player experience, you kind of want to make sure that people feel good about having the ability. And you know, do we put abilities persistent through death? Do they remove when you die? Maybe it's not persistent through death, but maybe that ability stays with you for 2 deaths. So, you know, after you die, then you're like, okay, I'll use it this time before I die again. Yeah, and abilities like movement trails, you know, so you can see where people have gone. You know, like a track ability is great. Stuff like that. The wingman idea is still there, Mad Cow, by the way. So don't worry. We're pushed the wingman forward. But I'm going to focus on the 1v1 gameplay And my time's kind of been split. I'm talking to people about finances for the game, and I've got a meeting on Tuesday, and hopefully someone's going to help me out because I've got a lot of people. I got a lot of stuff that I want to be able to maintain with not only the game but also the good studio. And if that happens, I get to push this much faster because the only thing that I'm really struggling with is finances, but I'll fix it. I'm not going to whine. It's not so much a sellout. It's not a sellout when you have to suck dick to get the money. I mean, it's actually just a trade of services. I suck cock. Someone gives me a little bit of cash. It's just how you make games. It's beautiful. That's how life is. Yeah, and then I'll go to Kickstarter later. Stanley Licious. This is one of the things that we're actually considering is a co-op mode, and I'm designing something that's integrated with Twitch. But I'll keep that close to my hand until we actually know we can do it and how we're going to do it. Because I work for Twitch, so it's not an advantage, but at least I kind of have an idea of the Twitch chat community and what you guys might enjoy. Yeah, we are planning on doing a Kickstarter, but I'm definitely not going to Kickstarter until the game looks good. Sounds, yeah. Ash, Tom, and Nick have been sending over some sounds. I honestly haven't had much time to check them out, but I think once we get the art style done, I think sounds become a lot easier. So we'll see. Yeah, voice chat will be in there. You need to be able to talk shit in video games. Yeah, no problem, Stanley Licious. But I want to focus on what the game was meant to be first, which is a PvP game. If the only way I'm doing any kind of co-op experience, the only way is if we have the ability to do it without damaging what the PvP is. Because I think the PvP is strong enough, and I'd like to focus on that first. The funds are for people helping us work on the game, really. Yeah, it's we got people that are very talented that want to do some stuff, and we want to move it along, and and if we don't pay some people, they'll go work elsewhere. So a deny mechanic. Oh my god! Did Notch test your game? No, I messaged Notch on Twitter, and Notch didn't reply to me, but I don't blame him. But I felt a little bit not salty. I was tiny bit, 1 grain of salt, because when Mojang was streaming a charity event, I went over personally with Trance to the Mojang offices and lent them some of our equipment so that they could stream their charity event. And Notch was there. I was like, hello, I heard you like Quake. I was like, I'm making a Quake game. He's like, oh, cool. But I think when you pick partners, business partners, you pick people based off who they are and what they can do, not because of money. And I don't really want Notch's money. So, I mean, I like the guy. I like what he stands for. I like what he does, what he wants to do. But I'm not going to be one of those guys that just is like, hey, give us money. But I did want him to test the game just so I could see what he thought of it. Because he was in Stockholm. And he's probably bored. Because, what are you going to do? So yeah. And I think if you're actually good at, if you want to run a company successfully, you shouldn't just, if you're going to do deals, you do business deals, not, hey, come on, we're making a game. That's not kind of cool. Alright, I've really got nothing else to say now. It's been 49 minutes. I showed you some stuff. I can have a quick run around the map and then say goodbye. I'm glad some of you are at least happy that we're improving, the pushing the art forward and some of the design stuff. Hopefully, if I wrap up some deals this month, things get faster. I do continue to work in esports to raise money for the game. and I'm very willing to suck just anything really, just to get ahead. Oh man, I loaded the game and I got a bug. There's a bug with Chromium that doesn't register key inputs. Yeah. Just to explain the movement as well. If you hold W and just hold jump, you naturally gain speed, and then you can just turn your mouse and you take corners. And if you look at the top left of the screen, I'm going 1,000 units per second, which is kind of a decent speed. So show that again. If you walk, you go 640. If you hold W and jump, you actually gain speed up to 1,000, and then you maintain it. If you start strafe jumping, which is basically just pressing A and D while you're in the air, you can actually go faster. And then if you let go of A and D and just hold W, you actually maintain that speed. So I'm actually going 1,288 units, or 1,205 now. If you want to go super fast, just press space, you slide, and then you can jump out of it, and then just maintain your speed. The game's lagging right now. I don't know why. My PC's dying. Yeah, and then there's double jump and other stuff. Yeah, there's auto bunny hop if you want it. You don't need it. Auto bunny hop is just, because the movement actually benefits more from auto bunny hop than Quake, to be honest. So I'm quite happy. I mean, I use auto bunny hop. 1K UPS isn't 1K UPS equivalent to Quake. I think 1K UPS must be... I'm not sure the Quake metrics anymore. I think 1K is about 500 UPS, so I would consider it doubled. If you donate 10K monies, will I do lewd things on stream? Probably not. I'll just steal your money and run away, but at least I'm honest. 10K is all I really wanted out of this project, so I'm off. Get a caravan, buy a couple of cows, because they multiply, apparently. That's like money making money, right? Just buy some cows. And then just watch cows have sex in my caravan on a dusty highway. And just living the dream. So don't give me $10K because I won't finish the project. Like, that's just a fact. Humans can only see 12 FPS. That doesn't make sense. Take the 10K and end the stream. Good idea, First W. I've changed my mind. I'm taking the $10K. We're cancelling the project. This stream's over. Thank you so much. Everyone saw that guy in chat, right? Because that's like a verbal contract. And also I work for Twitch, so I can kind of global ban him. And come back next week to find out if he did or didn't pay me. And I'll give you all his details. That's not true. Don't tell my boss I said this. All right. Thanks for watching. It was nice to hear. Make sure you email me, jharding@twitch.tv, for any ability ideas. If I use them, I won't tell you I used them, so you won't sue me. But maybe I will tell you I used them and give you a credit or something for your cool ability. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. And hopefully I have meetings this week and it goes well. And next week we have the railgun in, hopefully, and it should look awesome. And we're going to continue working on art this week as well. See ya later, people. It looked like the stream froze, right? But I was just staying really still. It's impressive.